One of the reasons I started doing therapy is because I don't have any strong feelings about my dad. I mean, I have fond feelings for him, but I don't remember as a child seeking his approval, trying to get his love the way that you hear other people talk about their parents. And I thought there's something there to explore. And in one of the sessions where I had some emotions around something, and then she asked me about my dad, I felt nothing, like nothing. And I'm glad I continued with the therapy because I found out today I do have some feelings. And I guess the reason I felt nothing is because I had repressed my feelings or numbed my feelings. And I have to explore a little bit more. But my dad was someone that we were a little bit afraid of. My dad was, he didn't he was gone a lot, and when he was there he was a little bit controlling. He wasn't violent, but he would have these little outbursts. I want to kind of set the scene, but it was usually at my mom. He was usually irritated with my mom about something. Anything she did was never right, even though everything she did was stuff he told her to do. It was never right. She was too slow, or when she was holding the lights when he was filming us, she didn't film it just right, or I just think he was always just yelling at her or unhappy with her, and he would just say these, you're so slow, just sudden little things. It wasn't like this huge long outburst, but it would shatter the peace, and it wasn't nice, and everything was peaceful and nice when he wasn't there. And so, uh, I remembered, well, I was thinking yesterday, and this is part of what was like working with my therapist. I love having a therapist. I feel like I'm so hip. I've never had a therapist before. Um, I mean, intermittently, but like this, no. Um, he was gone a lot. Basically, my mom raised us. If my mom hadn't been there, or she had been emotionally absent or alcoholic or anything, we would have been orphans. My dad was always gone. He was hardly home. And when he was home, he wasn't that great to be around because everything had to be the way he wanted. And there's a part of me that I still haven't fully owned that is mad at him for not trying. Mad at him for not trying. Mad at my ex husband for not trying in the marriage. He didn't try. My ex husband did not try at all in the marriage. He was lazy about working on anything. He did not try. And my dad didn't try either. My dad did not try. He didn't try to be nicer to my mom. He didn't try to spend more time with us. And he pretty much abandoned his family, which I think was good because I didn't like being around him, but he abandoned his family. Um, but the worst part that I'm really in touch with was how he yelled at my mom all the time. And that is not good for kids to see. And I took that repressed feeling about my dad, I took that repressed feeling and I projected it onto other people, being mad at them for not working on their relationship. Um, it's one thing to have a preference, but it's another thing to have like a big reaction about it or strong feelings about it that are not in relation to the event. And this is me just saying, I'm not talking to my dad at the moment because he doesn't want to talk to me. But he didn't try. And he's still not trying in his relationships with my siblings or with his current wife. He just doesn't want to try. He just wants to be the way he wants to be. He's not trying. Some people don't want to try. And he didn't try. He didn't try. And the adult part of me is like, well, that's okay. I really don't care. But I have to get in touch with that part of me as a little girl that's like, you didn't even try, Dad, That hurt me. That hurt Mom. It hurt to see you yelling at my mom all the time. That's what really hurts. Is because my mom is just so loving and kind. And she shows up and she keeps her word, and my mom tries. And he didn't try. He didn't try. And I was not as giving, not as much of a doormat as my mom, but in my marriage, I tried. And my husband didn't try. He didn't try. He didn't try. And that's why I guess I have such a strong reaction I've had against people with mental health issues. I projected all that about people not trying. That happened in my own life with my dad and with my husband. People who didn't try. And I projected that onto other people who don't try. The truth of it is, they don't have to try. Okay, so that's two things I want to say. One is, this is an example of shadow work, which is so interesting. It's hard to find our own shadow. It took us, like, we were almost an hour into the session when we discovered all this about what my shadow was. It's really hard to find. Like, we looked for it together, and then we project that onto other people. But I really think that people need to try harder in their relationships, because it's hard for kids to see that stuff, you guys. Like, I don't remember feeling like abandoned by my dad, but I definitely am in touch with feeling the pain of seeing him be mean to my mom. And I didn't even see him hit her. I just knew he was unhappy with her and nothing she did was good enough. And I adored my mom, and I still do. And he didn't try. He always had to be right. He always had to be right. It had to be his way. He doesn't know how to apologize. And I had to see that. And as kids, we don't want to see that. We want to see our parents loving each other. I didn't get to see that. Yeah, so, and I don't, even though, there wasn't like alcoholism or abuse or anything like that, that was abusive, because kids take that on, and discovering that is important for my own personal development, to own my shadow, see my shadow, and come in touch with those feelings. So I want to explore that a bit more with her. So I'm going to sign up for another set of therapy sessions with her, which I'm paying for myself out of pocket. I like it. I was not comfortable on that call with her. I was mad at her. I was like mad at her for challenging me. But I listened, but I was like, why are you challenging me? It was not that comfortable. But I want to get to know myself better. I don't want to have shadow parts that I'm afraid to see. I want to be free of the shadow parts. And it's kind of like exciting to know that I had these feelings that I didn't even know were there. Like, whoa, I have some new feelings. I have some new feelings about things. I have some things I discovered. And I'm not mad at my friends anymore who are not trying, because now I know it's not about them. It was me projecting my own stuff onto them. It's still kind of like I'm still trying to let this settle all in. But my dad didn't try with us, but he didn't try with my mom. That's what I remember. Because I adored my mom. He was never mean to me. He just was gone a lot, but he was mean to my mom. And then he left his family, which thank God that he did, because I didn't like being around him. But he should have tried, and my husband didn't try either. That's why I left him. And I was in a lot of pain. There are guys leaving comments on my video like, oh, no wonder your husband left you. You're such a bitch. He didn't leave me. My husband was in love with me, and I was in love with him. I just couldn't take it anymore. He wasn't trying. There were things that were not good, and he wasn't trying. He didn't want to go to therapy at all. He did not want to work on anything. He kept saying, no, I'm not going to change, Sharzad. And sexually, he made it just physical, basically, I'll tell you. He made it just physical, and he refused to do anything about it. He said, that's just the way I am. I just come quick. Sex is just physical. I don't like to kiss. I don't want to talk about it. Why do you want to talk about it? That's just how I am. I'm not changing. But any other topic, he was very nice. He would talk about anything with me, tell me how smart I was, how I could, he would always, I'm such a good runner. I'm so smart at this. He would always tell the kids, your mom was always better at math than me. He would fix the bike. He was on point. But the sexual stuff, and that sexual stuff broke my heart, you guys. That broke my heart, and he didn't want to change it, and it was all walled up stuff. He wasn't trying. He didn't want to try. So I think I have to, and then there's a part of me that's judging and like, oh, I shouldn't, talk about this. This happened so fucking long ago. But these are new feelings coming up, and I need to process them. It's really important. Like, you didn't even try. You didn't even try. I'm so mad that you didn't even try. And that's the thing to think about in relationships. Are you with people who try when you don't get along? Like, are they trying? Are they saying, this is just how I am? I have a brother I'm not talking to right now. He doesn't want to try. He's also like, this is just how I am. And none of these people have gone to any therapy. They don't want therapy. That's just how they are. They don't need therapy. Like, love me the way I am. That's what they say. Love me the way I am. And I can from afar, but if you don't want to try, like, I don't want to try to be with you. Anyway, I didn't know all this childhood stuff would come up, and I just found it very interesting. I'm going to call this video, He Didn't Even Try. He didn't even try. So I'm just going to feel what that is. He didn't even try. That's it for right now. It's like he didn't even try. My dad didn't even try. My husband didn't even try. And maybe I got used to that from seeing my dad not try, that I thought it was okay to be with men who didn't try. Maybe that was my pattern. I picked men who wouldn't try because I thought it was okay not to try. I'm trying to find some stuff here on myself. But hey, this is just my vlog YouTube channel. And now that I'm going through some therapy, I just wanted to share it live with you guys because I think it's freaking fascinating. Thank you for watching my video.